Well, a month from now, the new Ann and Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital of Chicago will open its doors, but a chosen few have already seen it, including Keenan Cahill. He is a West Suburban teenager with a worldwide following for his lip-syncing videos.
Yeah, Keenan recently shot a music video at Children's to promote a fundraising walk and run this weekend, and as WGN's Paul Conrad reports, it's Keenan's way of giving back to those who have made his amazing life possible.
So we're going to start off with Keenan by himself for 2 verses. Really, you're up there to dance like crazy. And then everybody is going to come up and dance, and it's going to be pandemonium.
The bossy guy is Jamie Budzik, music video director, songwriter, lyricist, and Children's Memorial Hospital's marketing consultant.
In 2nd grade, I lip-synced Jump, Van Halen's Jump.
Yep.
And I wrote a song called Leader of Iraq, which was a parody of Leader of the Pack. And now this.
Budzik calls the music video Come On Chicago. It's not his first music video, it's his second.
Come on, Chicago, come on, Chicago.
I want to make Chicago get up out of their seats. This is going to replace Freebird.
Come On Chicago features young patients, a doctor, a nurse, baseball mascots, and Tom Skilling?
Break it down.
But Keenan is the star of this show.
It's not something I have to do, it's something I want to do.
Keenan has been a patient at Children's his entire 17 years. He was born with a rare genetic disorder for which there is no cure. He's endured scores of surgeries and a bone marrow transplant, and though doctors tried growth hormones for years, Keenan will never be taller than 4'1". He still receives weekly enzyme injections to protect his bones, joints, and vital organs, drugs that cost $350,000 a year.
And these will be the infusion rooms.
So who better to get a private tour of the new state-of-the-art Children's Hospital than someone who will regularly use it?
Now you're going to have your own private room.
As we move from floor to floor, it's hard not to think the Lurie Children's Hospital is the most beautiful place you never want to visit. Except to make a music video for a great cause.
I like that freeze on the end.
Keenan's Come On Chicago music video is being used to promote a 5K walk and run this weekend. Keenan's never walked that far before.
I've done a mile, I haven't done a 5K.
You a little nervous about that?
A little.
You can always take a taxi if you need to.
Yeah.
So how did Children's get the staff to take off their scrubs and put on their dancing shoes?
Keenan asked me to participate in the video, and you should never turn down Keenan.
I had seen some of his videos before, so I knew the bar was set pretty high.
You'd never know it, but Mackenzie Tannhauser had a heart transplant last fall.
Children was always good to me. They made sure I got ready quick so I could go back to school and finish off my senior year and graduate on time with my class and not miss out on the fun things like prom.
Her dad is the unofficial Cubs mascot, Ivy Man.
I'm hoping it raises a lot of money and continues to help, you know, the thousands of children that it's helped.
And with Keenan's help, they're dreaming big.
We're hoping it'll go viral on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely, because, you know, you have a furry mascot and then you have a giant green mascot. I mean, it's different.
Admittedly, Southpaw is no 50 Cent, Jennifer Aniston,
Hi, how you doing?
or Katy Perry, all of whom have worked with Keenan. So Keenan's teenage dream this week? That his fans will help him support the hospital that keeps him entertaining almost 500 million fans worldwide.
Everybody.
Well, 5,000 people will walk or run the 5K on Saturday beginning at 8 a.m. The walk itself sold out, but you can donate online or cheer on those who've already registered.
WGNTV.com has all the information on the fundraiser and that amazing new hospital. You can also find the entire music video and Tom Skilling's hip moves and hip audition tape. We'll send you the video link if you text the word cover to 97999.
Very nice.
Well, Marilyn.
In tonight's Medical Watch, she's singing their praises, facing a career-threatening brain surgery. A local opera student based hope for her life's passion on the performance of local doctors, setting the stage for success.
It's called Mi Sueño, My Dream. This is my little nostalgic goodbye to you all.
Sandra Morante has a good reason to feel nostalgic. After all, the 25-year-old's life has played out much like one of the dramatic works she's performed as an opera major. In the first act, an accident that left 35% of her body badly burned.
I was in the hospital for about a month and a half in intensive care. I went through a lot of rehab.
Then, last September, as she was rehearsing her role as Cinderella at the Chicago College of Performing Arts.
Everybody started to look for when I come in my entrance, and I had a grand mal seizure. And at that point, I don't really know what happened.
This is Sandy's brain, and you can see this dark region is where the tangle of blood vessels from the AVM.
An arteriovenous malformation, a tangled mass of blood vessels and arteries. But it was the location of Sandra's AVM that thickened the plot.
This AVM is just right along the critical areas of processing music.
Tucked in the right temporal lobe, the area of the brain responsible for language, speech, tempo, and pitch. Surgically removing the AVM would have to be well orchestrated.
When you have an opera singer, you're talking about a much more sophisticated brain function that we don't on a daily basis think about when we're doing brain surgery.
So Sandra's doctor asked neuroimaging researcher Todd Parrish to compose a special test.
Normally he's mapping out arm and leg function and speech. I called Todd and I said, Todd, I really need you to help me understand her opera ability.
The test we gave her was to listen and imagine that she's singing 4 of her favorite operas.
Sandra's brain lit up. Functional MRI images map the activity.
There's a lot of activation right around this AVM, and you can see it here. Along here is motor cortex, so this is tongue and some of the facial muscles being controlled for the opera.
I was expecting to find 2 or 3 locations, but in fact, many parts of the brain get activated during music, much like an orchestra.
Armed with a front row view, neurosurgeon Dr. Bernard Bendock removed the AVM while circumventing critical structures that fuel Sandra's talent.
In terms of the stakes of the surgery, this was probably one of the highest.
He seemed really loyal to the project of saving my voice, and he wanted to help save everything he could and preserve this thing that I'm driven by, which is music. I mean, I can't thank him enough.
To make sure the entire experience ended on a high note, Sandra invited Dr. Bendock to a post-surgery performance.
Just seeing her perform was probably the greatest reward a surgeon could ask for.
That was Dina Bear reporting. Beautiful voice there.
Beautiful.